Hey everybody, Corrupt Commish here. Also the CEO, president, founder, owner, GM, head coach, and director of player development and personnel for the Golden Reaper. There's a lot to talk about this week. I want to start this press conference out by saying to our comrade William Corbin, North Korean Fighting Kims, one, I don't think the trade's as bad as you're acting like. You got a great player. You gave up some fine players. I don't think Debo outperforms George Pickens on the year. Pearsall, he's so injury prone, he's just not reliable. And then Isaiah Davis, he happened to go off this week. Now that he was freed from the North Korean salt mines. But I don't think that it's that much of a foregone conclusion that trade sinks or makes your season. The Scatterbo injury, that's a tough one. That's going to hurt regardless. I think that hurts you way more than any trade does. Sure, depth, we can talk about depth. But again, if Pearsall's not reliable and Davis normally doesn't do much, I'm not sure that's that much of a help in the first place. Rattler being benched, that one's just, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for sure. I think the trade definitely leans Brad, but I truly think it goes until the end of the season for us to figure out. Pretty much everything that we believed on draft night about fantasy football, about these fantasy teams that we have, the league owners even, and we'll get to that here in a minute, and the NFL season as a whole, I just feel like because everything's just been turned upside down. And everything we believed on draft night has been completely wrong. And so while this trade may look bad right now, let it play out. Be patient with your team. I also just want to say, after seeing that too, that the thoughts and prayers of everyone with the Golden Reaper are with you, William. Your press conference was heartbreaking to see and really devastating, and we're really sad for you. We can feel the brokenness and the emptiness there, and we can't imagine what it's like to be at 6-2 and to have lost a game. It's got to be really tough for you. So praying you make it through and find a way to see God's grace even in the midst of such a trying time for you. On Kerr's press conference, I pulled it up at work and immediately had to put it away. Didn't want anyone to think I was watching some male thirst trap. And I did end up listening to it later, face down, of course. Again, didn't want anyone to see me watching such a thing. But, John, excited for you. Excited about this budding relationship you have with this girl. Can't wait to hear the story of how y'all got back together after you were talking last year and then didn't go anywhere, and then to know that's back on the table. I'm sure there's a great story involved in there, and can't wait to hear it next time we see each other and catch up. But I will say one comment you made there, really piqued my interest. You mentioned that, you're not sure if she's a Christian. Can we really know if someone's a Christian? And while I agree with you to some extent, can we really ever know someone's heart? No, that's for the Lord to judge, not on us. However, I do think that we are able to see fruit. And so I think your failure to commit even so early on, while also seemingly committing to the relationship, is interesting to me. I feel like you'd want to see the one before you begin the other. So, that's just something to think about. I'm sure we can unpack that more again when we hang out next, which I look forward to doing. All right, moving on now to the Golden Reaper. I don't even know why. No one wants to hear about that. We'll go through this quickly. We got blown out by Luke. Great manager, terrific dad. Got to see him in Birmingham last week and really enjoyed my time there. Sarah did as well. Caleb's adorable and is doing the best he can given the father that he has. So really grateful to see that. But no, in all seriousness, Luke, really enjoyed our time there, and glad you got the win this week. If I had to lose to somebody, Lisa's a member of the family, and I know you're going to make Caleb very proud this fantasy football season. My team completely failed to show up. We scored the lowest points total we've had all year, and Bo Nix had another good game though, so we're encouraged by his progress. All right, moving on from the Golden Reaper. The G Vegas Gridiron as a whole, my goodness, the last 48 hours have been beyond comprehension. They have been stunning, breathtaking, shocking, horrifying, and also I think there's an element of excitement as well. Not excited that we lost 2 members of the league, but excitement that we were able to welcome 2 new members of the league in. I think John Libby McLovin nailed it on the head with the Simone Biles comparison. Finding the receipts from 2022 where we're criticizing Timbo for leaving halfway through the year was, I think I read through some of the chats after that conversation. My goodness, I mean, there's just such a dramatic change there in Chuckle's approach and attitude, and it was sad to see. It really is sad to see him become the person that he hated so much in Simone Biles. I just can't fathom it. I can't fathom what happened. I hope he's okay. I hope he's well. And I hope he finds, maybe a better league to better take care of him. But I just can't imagine what drove him to become the very thing he swore to destroy. As Obi-Wan said to Anakin Skywalker in Episode 3. Iceman leaving, it's understandable in that he felt disconnected without his childhood pal Chuck here. I hoped it wouldn't happen, but I hoped he had held out until the end of the season at least. But alas, he is no longer with us either, and I'm sad to see him go. I've really enjoyed getting to know him over the last few years, and have come to respect him and be encouraged by what I've seen from him in our league, just even as a brother in Christ. So I've enjoyed our conversations, and he's going to be a big miss, just as Chuck. Chuck, 4 to 5 great years in this league. I've been in leagues with him for 8 years now, and have enjoyed every single one. And so it's going to be a big change and a transition for us. But I think that Bob and Daniel fit in with what we're doing here and what we're building here in G Vegas very well. And I'm excited. Today truly is a new day dawning for the G Vegas Gridiron. We've got Rory, who no longer has his punishment, his penalty. That has been rescinded on his birthday of all days, which happy birthday to you, Rory. Stutterbutter Hayes, league champ, childhood friend from, I guess since elementary school, which is hard to believe. But super excited, Rory, for you and what all is coming your way this year with marriage, and looking forward to hopefully seeing you and being able to celebrate your marriage in December next time you're in G Vegas. But anyways, Bob and Daniel, new day dawning. Bob is somebody that I think is going to fit in super well, and Daniel also. But they both bring a different flavor to the league. I think Daniel, he's a Giants fan, so we're keeping it within the NFC least. And I think that he is somebody that he's been in fantasy leagues, and he's in multiple leagues now, and so he knows what it's like to manage a high intensity team in a high intensity league, be active and involved. Bob is somebody that brings former fantasy football experience, and even though he hasn't been in a league maybe in a little while, I think he's going to jump right in and immediately be a competitor. If anybody can turn Iceman's team around, not that it's even in horrible shape, but if anyone can turn it around and make it truly elite, I think Bob's the guy. So I think they're going to be, the fact they're in G Vegas helps a lot, and I think long term they're going to be great additions to this league. And I'm excited for you all to get to know them, meet them, hopefully Monday at the league event at Pickle Park. I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a great time. But I hope that you all build lasting friendships and relationships with them over the next few months and many years to come. So here's to the new day of G Vegas. The sun still shines. The league moves on. Our teams move on. And I think as a league, we just have to move on and make the most of the present, build towards a great future. So thank you everybody for watching this way too long press conference. Hopefully I haven't rambled on quite as long as Derek Mason does over at MTSU. But this is the Golden Reaper signing out.